Welcome to a Face Project podcast.
Hello?
It's just pure life. It's pure
And my
innocence.
mom
it's
is a
pure
writer. My
gratitude.
dad.
So I ended up in America.
I am an adopted
because
Korean and have been all my
To me,
life.
it's a perfect blend of science and
I
creativity.
was screaming, I will live over here till I die.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to a Face Project podcast. Stories told by volunteers from around the world that broaden our understanding of the human experience. I'm your host, Natalie Jennings. Before we dive into this episode, I want to announce the opening of our online store and release of Volume 1, Issue 1 of A Face Project magazine. It features over 80 pages of black and white and color photo spreads from featured podcast episodes, including full transcriptions of each story, as well as seasonal photo essays by contributing photographers. The magazine will be published quarterly and is available for purchase from our online store at afaceproject.com under the shop menu. If you're interested in getting a peek inside Volume 1, Issue 1 before you order, head over to afaceproject.com and click on Current Issue under the shop menu. From a personal perspective, I think today's story is really special. When I was a kid, I was fortunate to grow up very close to my grandparents, both sets of them. And I heard a lot of stories about life in the good old days and World War II, and phrases like the greatest generation. All four of my grandparents have since passed, but what I learned from them continues to be valuable and helpful in my life. Even though we spoke about all kinds of things, it seems like questions that I should have asked continue to pop into my mind. Knowing that this generation went through some incredibly hard times, I wish I could ask my grandparents, what do you turn to for strength when you're facing a challenge in life? We took this question to the public, and here's what they had to say.
So when life gets tough and you're really challenged, what do you turn to for strength?
Well, it's really changed over the years as I've grown and evolved. I'm in my mid-30s now, and my faith has been a recent development for me, so I've turned to faith in that, knowing that I will have help from God, from my family and friends, and however He works through them and through me to get me through it. I also try to be there for other people and support them, and I find that gives me some peace and some clarity when I can help others as well.
I turn to my family and my friends and my craftiness because I like to be creative, and that helps me get through it.
It's exciting. Never been on a podcast before, do you?
Okay.
Yes, okay. There's this great C.S. Lewis quote that talks about when you face that there's something about pain that makes you grow up and put away your toys. And I feel like when I faced pain recently in life, that my faith is kind of what has been a strength and has been a source of comfort, and that an excellent community.
When life becomes challenging, I find myself most likely turning towards my religion and spirituality for strength, as well as having conversations in my head with myself or with God or whoever's listening, I guess. And the other fallback I have is some great family members and friends that are always there for me and there to encourage me, pick me up, and give me the strength that I need for whatever the challenge is at that time. So I guess I'd say God, family, and friends, probably the three most important things for getting through challenges for me.
When life gets tough and you're faced with challenges, what do you turn to for strength?
Oh, I turn to Pez dispensers because they make everybody happy. You know, they dispense happiness, and that's what I turn to.
Recently, I was talking to Reed, a good friend of mine from high school, about his grandmother's health and spirit at 96 years old. I told him how much I missed my own grandmas and the stories they used to tell me. Reed said that his grandmother, Luba, survived World War II in a German factory, and I asked him if she told stories from that time. He took out his phone and played a recording of a conversation he had had with Luba about her life in the war. He said she enjoyed visitors and sharing her story. So thanks to Reed, we headed down to Chicago to meet with Luba herself. We feel like this was a really special opportunity to be able to speak with Luba and wanted to make sure her story came across as clearly as possible. So where normally you would hear a nonstop first-person interview, in this episode we've inserted a few narration notes. You're also welcome to follow along with a full transcription of this story. Just head over to afaceproject.com, look under the podcast menu, and there you'll find episode number 8, Luba.
Okay, I want started from the beginning. My name is Luba Boucher. I was born in Chicago in 1919, April 5th. My maiden name, Luba Mikhailovna Krot. So father want to go on vacation to Ukraine, and mother says, if you go, I'm going with you, because maybe you will do like your brother did. He promised coming back and he never come back. So they packed what they have and they went to Ukraine in 1922.
With her parents and 2 older siblings, Luba relocated to Ukraine, the native home of her family. They were members of a large community made up of several hundred rustic brick homes, each built to house entire families. Her grandparents shared land on an orchard where her father began work.
I still remember everything looking so beautiful, and house and everything. Cherry, oh my God. They have small cherry, they have big cherry, they have yellow cherry, all kind, and delicious. And then plum, small plum, not big one. So our grandfather gave the land for us, and my father built a house over there.
Luba fondly remembers her childhood of gathering food and helping with chores, the whole family sleeping in one bed, cherishing the wood oven that helped them survive the harsh winters. They knew what it was to be poor, but despite the challenges, they knew happiness.
Every Saturday, Mama said, wash the floor, and we washed the floor over there. And then on spring, Mama go and pick up the flower. Every Saturday we have new bouquet of flower. And I love the flower, you know, always. So it was very, very nice. And they have oven that we call pechka. They built from the brick, and they have opening, big opening. And on back of that one, it will be room like bed, a room, you know. And in the winter, when Mama baked bread or something, all house will smell. It's very nice and very good. And special old trees, some kind special mushroom will growing. So they already know what is good and what is bad. So she will pick up this mushroom, dry, and make it like a powder. And from those 2, they make it like pancake, and we have to eat. That's how we survive. You have to survive. And many times we go to bed, we're hungry, we're crying. We cannot eat. Our body swallow, you know, everything. For Christmas, usually they feed the pig very, very good. That heavy, big one, and lot of fat and everything. And for Christmas, they always kill. They make it sausages, they make it lard, they like it bacon, then meat. What they do, they have very big barrel, you know. So all the meat, they put in salt, really a lot salt, and put over there. So because no refrigerator, the time they don't know cooler, they will make it, you know, in the ground, pick up like it, a hole, big hole, and then they put the shelter over there. And when you bake something or special butter and milk and everything, you go downstairs and you put. And every day you had to go up and down. But that was your refrigerator. So a week before they have to kill pig for my mama, pig died. Dead. Nobody know why. And you know, when die, you don't eat it because you don't know what in the body. So that's it. Mama don't have nothing again, no meat. Yeah. I tell you, it's only with God's love, with His grace and mercy, that Mama and all we alive. Then started communist. They take everything from you. Only you stay in your house. And Papa, my father, have to escape.
Luba's father made the choice to flee from his family, a dire move to conceal the family's ties to a new enemy, the capitalist United States. He arranged the appropriate documents for the family to join him in Chicago, however. During this time, Luba's younger brother fell ill and was hospitalized for 3 months. The family's travel documents expired before he was released from the hospital, and they were forced to stay behind in Ukraine. As war tensions escalated, a second attempt to arrange papers also failed.
So my mama and 4 children there, my father over here. Then when communists were so bad, we cannot have communication at all. So we don't have communication with my father at least 10 or 15 years. So it was one summer, very, very hot. I was in the school. Each time when teacher teaching something, my mind, I was dreaming. Oh, I coming home today, my Papa will be home. Oh, Papa will be home, I love him. But Papa never come. So we grow. I know what the children, when parents leave somebody and how they miss, because I miss my father so much, always.
As communist rule took over Ukraine, families were given minimal food rations and forced to give up the majority of their harvests. During these harsh conditions, Luba's mother and siblings had to face many struggles, including the sudden loss of their home.
It was neighbor, his very big barn. And of course they have a lot of hay and everything for prepare for winter, for what they needed to do. And little children, where they got the matches, we don't know, but 3 of them went in the barn and they started playing with matches and started fire. From one barn, they barn, their house, neighbor barn, neighbor house, and our house. And Mama and children, just because Mama was on field working, when they come in house burn, Mama stay what she have on and what we have on. And you know, poor, I know what to be too poor. And I know what to be hungry. And I remember when it's come already time to pick up everything, Mama will go pick up the potato, and she put on her bag and hardly can walk home. Hardly can walk home. She have to feed the children. And nobody help. And Father over here, he don't know. Because he cannot write, he cannot do nothing. He don't know. I don't know, but maybe some people okay, children okay. But I go to neighbor, they playing, those children playing with the father and with the mother, with everything. My mother have to struggle with everything.
Times were tough as she grew into adulthood, and by then, the next great challenge had already formed around her. In the village, people began sharing news of Jewish genocide at the hands of German soldiers. Upon the arrival of soldiers at her home, Luba fled into a nearby wood. She was wounded by a gunshot in her leg during the local incident. Once healed, she was taken to Germany to work for the Nazi war machine.
They started coming, and it's very, very sad. People coming to visit Mama and talking, and they talking. We have a lot of Jews in our village. They was wonderful. So soldiers asked, they take it all Jews and said, dig the road. And they make it a road, a long one. Then put all of them on the road and kill. Shoot them. In another village, that's what people telling, it was Jewish girl, beautiful. Many soldiers raped her, cut one breast, cut another breast when she was alive. It was something, you know. And we started running in wood, but they see what it's happened. They find me in the wood, but because soldier were gone, we was running from German, and they take it all young people to working in Germany. And they, I remember it was early spring, and they said, don't take it your warm coat or something because it's only for a couple months, and you're coming back. But it's not true. Not true. So I was 22 when they take it me. So to come from the Ukrainian and Polish territory, go to German territory, they have to make it disinfection. You know what that means, disinfection?
Can you explain it?
They take it all clothes, and you have a little blanket on you, and you staining, and they put all the clothes in some machine, and they, with all kind of chemical going, it's cold over there. They don't, and men over here, and children over here, and women all together. It's like animal. If we freeze like that at least for an hour or hour and a half, you know, when they bring this, that clothes we put on, it was stinking with that chemical. Then I worked for 2 years. Then they transferred not only me, many people to Kassel. Kassel, we was working maybe 7 miles from the castle. It was in the wood factory when they make it, all that for airplane, we make it little parts. I was working in place where I give for people tool, what kind tool they needed, and when they finish, I take it, put on place. So it was good work, but it was only for 3 months because airplanes started bombing, you know, flying, and we were in the bunker, and long bunker. I was on this side and people on that side. People who was on the right side to the end, many was killed. Nothing happened to me and for many people on this side. So it's only God blessings again. Then I remember one time I meet my husband. It was in bunker. He got wooden shoes, no warm clothes, without socks. And I don't know him, but I have so compassion on that man, sitting with shoes and cold. So I coming home, I used to have one sweater. I need sweater. I need. So I take it up here, I make it those socks, and next time I give to him. I don't know him. I just give. And then my husband, he was baker from French. And somehow they find out that he is a baker. So they taken him from this place to work in Hersfeld. So every week he will come, and because he was good worker and nice and polite, we started talking, and sometimes he gave me bread. And that's how we became. When war finished, we started more to be friends, more like dating. We was sitting in barrack and and he said, Luba, you know, I have to go to France. Would you like marry me? And I said, yes. We married City Hall. People come. We come to the City Hall in that town. And when we have civil marriage, it was priest staying and give us blessings. So after that married, he have to go to bakery to working. And somebody told them that he's married and that American soldier will make a party for us. So, okay, he baked the cake. And that Sunday, they make the party. 3 couple, me and 2 more couple who was married, also was invited over there. And we want a little bit music and dance like usually, you know. So he said, Luba, come on. We went over there. What we see, one long table, and over here, all with the people. And the cake standing over there. And my husband looking, then he says, Luba, that's cake what I made it yesterday. He don't know that he make a wedding cake for his party, you know. So, of course, we have piece of cake. I don't know what we have else. And American soldier have knife and fork, and they make it somehow. It's nice melody, and everybody was singing. I think I am blessed and blessed and blessed for everything what I have, for everything.
Newlywed Luba then went to France to stay with her husband's family, and over the years, she did manage to reunite with much of her own.
Then later I I find an address from my father over here. And I sent a letter, and I said, I'm married, I'm living in France, and it was month, 2, 3, didn't come. So I think, well, My father, he's not living. He maybe old, was died or everything. 6 months later, I received a letter from him. And oh, my dear daughter, your letter traveled in Chicago for 6 months. I only received yesterday your letter. Meantime, he said, I already take your sister from Germany. She's already for 2 years with me and her daughter.
Shortly after, Luba and her husband Jean finally moved to the United States to start their own family in Chicago, the city of her birth. Luba's father then gifted her a plant to keep in her home, which still thrives to this day. To her, it's a symbol of his love and devotion.
I like America very much. That is free country, beautiful country, people nice, government different, but we don't like it, but it's all over the same. I have wonderful grandson, wonderful granddaughter, and 4 great-grandchildren. I have niece and her daughter and her husband, and my sister and grandson, and wonderful people to me. And I thank God for my grandson, for the read. He helped me with puzzles. Next time when I come, I don't make it only 1 puzzle, but I make it 2 for him. He has to work on one and another one. I don't know how I make it. People from church just tell me, Luba, we was afraid for you that you will have heart attack. But thank God I'm still living. Maybe purpose for this one. I don't know. But I'm happy. I have good church. I have God in my heart, living with me. He take care for me. I'm very happy.
If you'd like to see photographs of Luba, as well as photographs of Luba with the plant that her father gifted her in 1949, head over to our website, afaceproject.com, and look under the podcast menu. There you can search for episode number 8, Luba. And if photographs are something that you look forward to as a listener of this podcast, consider subscribing to our quarterly magazine. Each issue, including the issue that we just launched, Volume 1, Issue 1, features transcriptions of each season's podcasts, as well as photographs of the storytellers. If you have a story that you'd like to share that you think might be a good fit for our podcast, we'd like to hear from you. Head over to our website at afaceproject.com. Look under the About menu for Share Your Story. There you'll find information about sharing as well as a submission form. This episode was recorded and produced by Daniel Zamzow and me. Photography by Natalie Jennings. Web layout and design by Aaron Woods. Music for this episode was composed especially for this story by Adam Conrad. Adam Conrad on piano, Benjamin Davis on viola. This episode was narrated by Daniel Zamzow.
Another thing, when it's coming autumn, we go to same forest and we pick up nuts. They make it many times. I also forgot the name. It's little nuts.
Like an acorn?
It's a round one, more round one. They make it.
Walnuts?
No, they make it many times of them. Chocolate. They cut.
Macadamia?
Huh?
Almond?
Pecan, pistachio.
No.
I'm just gonna name all the nuts I can think of.
Pine nut.
Pine nut.
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut. Hazelnut. Oh my God! And then you know, and then we have when pumpkin time coming in the autumn. You know, they cut pumpkin and take it, they see and wash, and they make it in oven, dry, and then you take that nuts and that pumpkin seed. And in the evening, we don't have no television, no radio, nothing, but young people coming, ladies and girls will be teaching, and men will be sitting and singing, you know, right. And they giving all those to eat. And it was so good, delicious, better than any kind of television.
Yeah, of course.
Everything was okay. Read, Leon, I want you to have the chocolate, that's really good chocolate. And just one for each of you.
Thank you very much.
You're